Welcome back to the Rentvesting Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Now, I think it's pretty apparent that the baby boomers are hogging all the financial security. So what does that actually leave for the rest of us? Well, after listening to today's show, I think the answer may comfort you. Ask anyone looking to take their first steps on the path of investment, and they'll say the modern housing market seems pretty bleak. All financial problems often come with a suitable, achievable solution, and this solution can be achieved starting with one simple change in definition of what home ownership truly means in today's world. Now, the last 10 years has seen the strengthening and rising of a commonly held, home-hitting belief for the majority of Australia's working population, especially for those below the age of 50. It's a belief that's backed by trends, confirmed by statistics, and ultimately fueled by the media. And it's a belief that is held at the core of what it means to live life to the fullest extent as a modern, living, breathing human being. That core belief is the idea that we need security to feel a sense of fulfillment, perhaps most evidently expressed in today's Western world as financial more than any other factor. And that belief would absolutely be correct. But the belief of ongoing financial security through real estate investment is achievable today has practically been wiped off the board, with, the generic perceptions and challenges being heard a mile away. I often hear, "Have you seen the prices? The housing market is impossible to get into these days." Or, "Who wants to be tied down to a location that I didn't even want to live in? And I might not even be able to afford to buy there anyway." Or, the baby boomers, they stuffed it for the rest of us. So what's even the point of looking into real estate anymore? And look, there's many others. But I think it's fair to say that although these beliefs are as strong as the trends, statistics, and media that express them, what will continue to remain just as strong is the unwavering human need for security, which results in a rock-and-a-hard-place situation for the average working Australian. Because if we can't just magically stop needing financial security, and we can't lower real estate prices at the click of a finger, then what are our options? Where are we to turn? What are we actually left with? Well, the answer is actually far more comforting. It's easier to believe. It's easier to believe than you think, actually. We're left with what we're always left with. And when all other external factors can't be changed, the results when we can't change the things around us, no matter, how hard we actually try, we're left with the only viable action that we can always take when our backs seem to be against the wall with no other available options. We're left with the ability to change our own perceptions. We're left with the ability to make our own judgments as to what's important to us, and essentially we're left with the most powerful ability in all of this. And that's the ability to change the ultimate reason for investing. More and more Australians are now beginning to realise that the available reasons for investing in the modern market have changed significantly. And although they can't necessarily invest for long-term, locked-in security, the door is wide open to invest for a different purpose. For example, comfort. Through changing our reasons for investing, we completely shift the meaning we place on the investing that we're doing, which in turn allows us to be far more flexible in the way that we invest overall. Where generations past would tie themselves down to a location-specific mortgage, requiring them to adhere to the strictest of budgets so they can achieve security, something that was valued by their generation, the modern investor knows that current market conditions don't necessarily suggest security has to be the motivator for investment. Trends show they would rather invest for their own reasons, not for the reasons bestowed upon them by a generation that's now past. Modern first-time real estate investors are becoming especially keen on the idea of buying their first home, not necessarily for the security that would fit the already established financial plans of their grandparents, but for the comfort it gives them in knowing that they're responsibly applying forced savings principles to their finances to leverage their income. What's more is that because they're investing not for a sense of security, but rather for a sense of comfort right now, when it actually matters the most, they're finding that they don't need to squeeze every penny until it pops, crippling their ability to have their desired lifestyle along the way. They are finding new reasons to invest, new ways in which to exactly do that. And, they're having their financial cake and they're eating it too, as their perception of the modern market conditions continues to throw them opportunity after opportunity where others just see brick walls. And because the trends suggest that, it's not going to change anytime soon, it results in perfect timing to change the internal factors that we have the most control over. And that's ultimately our actual reason for investing. So, I'm going to leave you with this. What's your reason for financial growth? Are they similar to generations past? Or have you started to notice a shift in what's possible in the mind of the modern real estate investor? I would love your feedback. I encourage it. I'll be posting it on Facebook and sharing it socially. You will be seeing it, so like it, share it, criticize it, comment. I would love to start a conversation around this. But until next week, bye-bye.